Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Grader.
All right. Today we are going to be listening to a story called Click, Clack, Move, Cows That Type. And what we're going to be doing is something called a think aloud. Now, think aloud is when you're listening to a story and you might talk out loud to try to understand what it is that you are reading about or learning about, okay? So before we start, let's talk about what are we learning and our success criteria. And C stands for success criteria. That means what do I need to know to be successful. All right, so our learning target, our standard is I can tell what the characters, setting, and events are. So if we want to be successful with that, these are the things that we have to be able to do. We need to be able to tell who the people or animals are, where the story takes place, and what's happening. All right, so the characters are the people or the people are the animals in the story. That's what the characters are. And what about the setting? Who remembers what the setting is? It's right here. Where the story is taking place. Is it at the zoo? Is it at the park? Is it in the classroom? That's what the setting is. And the events are
What's happening?
What's going on in the story. So we are going to use those ideas as well as using our think aloud to walk through this story, okay? Let's look at the front cover. This is our front cover. Who remembers what this is called?
Spine.
Who remembers what this is? Alright. The author is the person who writes the story. What does the illustrator do?
Draws
the pictures. Right. Okay, so look at our front cover. What do we see? Quiet hands. What do we see? What do we see, Imani?
Cows.
Okay, we see some cows. What else do we see? Jackson? Okay. Chicken. London? Okay. Ducks.
A money thing.
Oh, he said a money thing. We probably never seen this before. She said a cash register. Anybody know what this is really called? Anybody? Any idea? No. Nope, not a safe. This is something called a typewriter. Everybody say typewriter. So here's our first part of our think aloud. Thinking. What is a typewriter? You know, might be thinking about that. Okay, well, yes. Carmelo said you type things with it. Yes, you do. So guess what? Before computers were even here, if you wanted to do a letter and you didn't want to use your hand or to write, you could use something called a typewriter. It looks just like a computer, but then it doesn't look like a computer. It's big, it's kind of heavy, and it has the buttons that you type, and it comes up on a piece of paper, and you pull it out. So think about the change about how things used to be to now. What do you think the cows or the duck or the chicken might use this typewriter for?
For giving people notes.
Maybe for giving people notes. Anybody else with a quiet hand, what do you think they might be using it for?
Put it in the mail.
Maybe putting it in the mail.
Send it to a friend.
Maybe sending something to a friend. All right, so we're going to open this book. This is by Doreen Cronin. Then we're going to listen to this story, and we're going to talk through it to understand what's going on, okay? All right, we ready?
Yes.
All right, here's our title page. And it's just the title that's on the page. Hands and laps, everybody. All right, ready? We got our listening ears on.
Yes.
We're going to be doing some talking with each other, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. Okay, look at his face. I want you to turn to a friend really quickly and Talk about how do you think he feels? Look at his face. Use those key details. How do you think he feels?
Yeah,
Imani, watch
he
your foot.
feels like this.
Watch your foot. Move your foot this way towards the trash
He
can.
feels
There we
so
go.
angry. Because he hears that sound.
3, 2, 1. Back at me. 1, 2, 3. All eyes on me.
1, 2, 3, all eyes on you.
How do you think the farmer feels looking at this picture, Jackson?
Frustrated.
Frustrated. Ooh, I like that word, frustrated. What makes you think, look at his face, what makes you think he's frustrated? Where did you come up with that idea for?
Because his eyebrows are going down.
His eyebrows are going down. Can anybody make a frustrated face? Yeah, eyebrows are going down. When you're happy, your eyebrows aren't doing that, right?
Yes.
Right, they go up. All right, let's see what's going to happen. At first, he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that tight? Impossible. Click, clack, move. Click, clack, move. Clickety, clack, move. So already, I know that this story is not a real story. It's fiction. Why do I know it's not a realistic fiction? We talked about what realistic fiction is before. Who remembers what realistic fiction means? Lucas, do you remember what realistic fiction means? What does realistic fiction mean? That's okay. I'll see if I can get Amara to help you. Amara, what does realistic fiction mean? You remember? Okay. It's not real, but it can really exist. It could really happen. Now, can cows type?
No.
So we know that can't really happen, right? So this is just fiction. It's not real.
No, can't stand on the table either. No.
Then he couldn't believe his eyes. Guess what, guys?
What?
He got a letter from the cows. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows.
That's what they type?
That's what they type.
Yeah. But
It was bad enough the cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets? No way, said Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike. When you go on strike, that means you don't do anything anymore. What do cows do? What do they give you? Milk. So do you think that maybe the cows are going to not give him milk anymore? Okay, maybe they're not going to give him milk anymore. Let's see. We're going to figure this out. So the cows went on strike. They left a note at the barn door. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. So we made a prediction that the cows were going to not give him milk, and we were right. We were right. They said, we're not going to give you milk. No milk today, cried the farmer. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click, clack, move. Click, clack, move. Clickety, clack, move. Good. Y'all went ahead and realized what was going to be said. Carmelo, please get your name. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. The hens are the girl chickens, okay?
Okay.
They like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. Uh-oh. Now, let's think aloud. The farmer didn't give the cows blankets. Do you think he's going to give the chicken blankets?
Yeah.
The hens and things, yes.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
So on the next page, let's see. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. Closed. No milk and no eggs. So who else went on strike?
The chickens.
The chickens. Because what do we get from chickens? Eggs. No, eggs, cried Farmer Brown in the background. He heard them. Click, clack, move. Click, clack, move. Clickety, clack, chickens look?
Angry.
They look angry because they want blankets too. Do animals need blankets?
No.
Turn this way,
Not for real.
Okay. Cows that type, hens on strike. Whoever heard such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. Look at Farmer Brown. He is upset.
He's on his knees.
Actually, it looks like he's running. He's jumping up and down because he is upset. Okay. What do you think they may ask for next? Let's see. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Okay, this time Farmer Brown is going to type back to them. Dear cows and chickens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. So he decided to write them back. He said, I'm not giving you blankets. You are cows and you are hens and you need to give me some milk and some eggs. Duck was a neutral party. That means he didn't care which way it went. So he brought the ultimatum. That means he gave this choice to the cows. Okay, so Duck is the one that took the note from the farmer to them. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moves. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. All right, I want y'all to, let's think aloud with each other. I want you to turn this way, money. Okay. All right, think. What do you think they are going to say back to the farmer? Go, talk with each other. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Back to Miss Greer. All right, Lucas. As you're thinking out loud, what do you think they're going to say back to the farmer? They're not going to say anything back to the farmer. What about you, Mackenzie? What do you think?
They're going to say no eggs and no milk forever.
No eggs and no milk forever. All right, one more, Jackson. What do you think?
They're not going to do the right choice.
They're not going to do the right choice. All right. Duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter. That means we will give you our typewriter if you give us some electric blankets. Leave them outside of the barn door and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. So the cows said, okay, we'll stop typing. We'll give you this typewriter if you just give us the blankets. So, do you think Farmer Brown is going to do what the cows say?
Yeah.
If you think he will, put your hand on your head. If you think he won't, put your hands on your knees. If you still got your elbows, check and make sure you got them. Because I have mine. All right, let's see. We're ready? Let's see if your prediction, your guess is right. Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. So he left the blankets next to the barn and waited for Duck to come back with the typewriter. So that hopefully means the strike is over. So he can get his milk and eggs back. The next morning he got a new note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, quack. Uh-oh. Instead of them giving the farmer the typewriter, what did they do? They started typing. Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Strike.
The end.
Yay.
Alright, so really quickly, to finish up our Think Aloud, to recap what we did, we got to pull out these things really quick. Alright, if you were a cow, I want you to think. If you were a cow, what would you ask for? Okay. I'm only going to call on about 3 people, and then we're going to turn this into a writing, okay? So, if you were a cow, what would you ask for, Alexis?
I would ask, you are not getting no milk.
No, what do you ask for? What would you want?
A teddy bear.
You would ask for a teddy bear. Perfect. What about you, Kinsley?
The milk and the plushie.
Okay. A plushie. And let's see. Da Vinci, what would you ask for?
Electric blanket.
Oh, you want an electric blanket too. All right. Okay. Let's go back to recap so that we make sure that we have met the success criteria, okay? Who were the characters in this story? Quiet hands. Who was the character in this story? Give me one, just one of the characters. All right, Khalil. Okay, the cows. Braylon. The chicken. Got 2 more characters. We got one that's not really a main character, and then the actual main character. Lucas. Okay, he's the not really the main, but he's one of the characters. Yeah, so who's our last character, Mackenzie?
The farmer.
The farmer. So we understand who the people or the animals are, right?
Yeah.
Everybody say check.
Check.
I got it.
I got it.
You got it.
You got it.
All right. Where does the story take place? That's the setting. Who knows where the story is taking place?
No, we don't.
Quiet hand. Where is the story taking place? Saheem, where is the story happening at? On the what?
I know.
Okay, Amari.
The farm.
On the farm. So we got to work on you being successful with that question, okay? On the farm. So we know where the story is taking place. And what is happening? This is the main part. What is happening in this story? What is going on? This is where we usually have a problem and we fix it. What is going on in this story?
The cow typing notes.
The cows are typing notes because why?
Because you want an electric blanket.
They want an electric blanket. Those are part of the events that are happening. And the farmer is telling them
No.
The farmer is telling them no. All right, so are we being successful with this? Yes. We are understanding what's going on. If we know it,
Well, we got it. If we teach it to somebody else.
then we are what? All right, good job. Now, like I said, we're going to take this lesson and we're going to move it into a writing today, okay?
Yeah.
So I can know what would you ask the farmer for if you were a cow. All right, good job, guys. Thank you.